Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to present to you the Beas product configurator. The product configurator provides an efficient solution to manage different variants of a product. We can manage the product characteristics and variants directly in the SAP Business One menu, where we will find the parameters, variables, formulas, string functions, conditions, rules, and additional characteristics. The configurator comes with visualized support. You can configure it with images, graphs, and other information directly inside the configurator. You can assign the configuration structure to various fields. You can have information on items, multi-level bombs, and routings. The product configurator also provides for an automated generation of a dynamic user interface and guided selection. While on demand, it can function in a static user interface to fill in the selection parameters. Alternatively, you can define the product configuration in the item itself to make your selection according to the customer demand. If you have a configuration stored in your item master data, you can start the configurator from within a sales order or sales quotation in Business One. This opens the product configurator wizard that shows the different variants. Once you have a product configuration, you can directly create a work order or make additional modifications before, and create pre-calculation as well, even from the sales quotation and sales order, since different properties like fabric, material, part, brand have different prices. Let's say the customer would like specifications for the product. With a right click, you can access the menu entry Configuration New. As mentioned before, the product configurator window opens in the form of a wizard screen. The window basically consists of two areas: the navigation area on the left side and the detail area on the right. Here you can add your description and image and select the properties. Once you select all properties, you will see the summary in the Result Price section. The Definitions section shows the item code with a brief description. You can generate variants of an item here, load existing ones, and change them according to customer demand. Once updating a new configuration, the price in the sales order changes according to that. Then, in the configuration field of the sales order, you can see a number marking the link generated between the sales order and this exact product configuration. Then we can add the sales order, which is now created. We can always go back to the sales order and click Configuration Edit after right-clicking the item and see our modifications. So it is also possible to change the variant itself if the customer has other ideas about the product they want manufactured. They may need the product in different colors, with parts from a different brand, or with a different operation method, and so on. If the customer demands some other modifications, these can also be made directly from the pre-calculation functionality, which is also available for the variant in the right-click menu of an item in a sales order. In the pre-calculation itself, you can delete or add parts and linked operations, and these modifications will be marked with a number in the calculation field of the sales order once you update the pre-calculation. Then you create a new work order for the variant in the same way from the right-click menu. The configuration structure itself is used to create the visual interface of the configurator. Text and images are added, selection options defined, and formulas and variables are stored here. These variables and parameters can be accessed when creating a bill of materials and routing, at the time of a calculation or when creating a work order. Basic definitions such as usage of prices, item designation, miscellaneous information, automatic generation of the configured variant description, and data transfer to the SAP Business One sales order or quotation can be set up and stored by clicking the header icon in the first row of the product configurator with a double click. The header should possibly be the item number. A block configuration can be used for grouping certain elements. Blocks are represented by different icons in the configuration structure. The set object is a variable to which you can assign a value or formula. A parameter is used for input or selection of possible options in the configuration, normally with alphanumeric values, checkbox, or selection. A selection always refers to a superordinate parameter. The selection object is displayed as a radio box or a drop-down list only in case of an assigned reference. Another important feature of the product configurator is the web solution, which has two versions. First, we have an out-of-the-box solution which makes it possible to build variants of a product in a web browser and create sales orders for it. The other method is a plugin that can be integrated in the customer's own web shop to fit the custom designs of that web solution. In this final section of today's video, I'll show you around a little bit in our out-of-the-box solution. You can start the web configurator from our web server window in SAP Business One. Type your user and password to log in. In the home screen, you have several options. You can change or select a customer, after which you can create a new configuration. You also have the sales orders list for configurations that you have in your SAP system. And finally, you can log out. In the top right corner, you can see a collapsible menu. On the top, you have your own username with a welcoming message under which the customer that you have to select before creating a configuration. The other 5 menu points are the same as what you can find on the main home screen. So after we select the customer, we can start creating a new configuration. We can choose from among the configurations that we have in the system. Let's choose the sofa. The interface we have is a design with collapsible values. The red color indicates that we have something to fill in or some selections that we have to make in these segments. So let's start creating our own sofa. Once we have added all the mandatory selections, we are ready to create the configuration. At the end of the list, you can see the result and price section, just the same as in our out-of-the-box solution, informing us of the total price based on our selections that we made. As we add it to the cart, we can see a summary of our order that is to be created. We hit the Create the Order button and it will appear in SAP and it will appear here in the sales order list. This concludes our short informational video on the Beas Product Configurator and out-of-the-box web configurator. Please visit our online documentation and our YouTube channel for more information.